Hey guys, I'm Aaron, and today we're going to model a doorknob. So we asked you guys, we said you really like these walking through step-by-step modeling in about 10 minutes. And we're trying to find things that can get done in that amount of time. So a lot of models are more than that. Most architectural models go well beyond what we can do in 10 to 15 minutes. That's why we do that on the live streams. Check that out on Friday afternoons. But we would love to hear more ideas from you. So if you like this video, like this kind of content, let us know some more ideas down in the comments. But right now, let's hop in and start modeling. All right, so here's a doorknob I downloaded. I thought it was kind of cool. It's got some neat details. So as we look here, we got this part has a little bit of a cut in as we come around this. That's pretty nice. We got these two little whoop whoop right there, and then of course the knob. So fairly simple, not terribly complex, but yeah, it's going to take a click or two to get this. So let's start with modeling the plate. This is the pieces going on there. So I'm going to start with a rectangle. I'm just going to draw this on the ground. So, you know, it's a shape about like that. And it does have it a little bit rounded corners. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to grab an arc. Come in here and put a small arc on it like that. And I'm just going to double click on each side. Now, there's several ways I could do this. Because of this right here, this little bridge right, or little chunk right here. Oh man, no, I don't know. I'm having a hard time deciding what to do. Here's what we're gonna do this one. I'm gonna pull this up like this. Then I'm gonna select this rectangle, and I'm gonna hit scale, and hit the modifier to scale about the middle, and shrink that down so it slopes in. All right, that looks pretty good. I went a little too high, in fact, so I'm just gonna grab that and just drop it right back down a little bit. And I don't like these extra lines. I can triple click. Go to soften smooth, get rid of those. Oh yeah, that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna offset it in and then pull that up. So I'm just gonna say offset about that much-ish and then a push-pull. I'll take that up just to give that little bit of relief. Oh yeah, again, oh yeah, so many oh yeahs. All right, that looks pretty good. That was simple. Whew. We're gonna have to just hang out and like talk or something. Going too fast. All right, so let's go ahead and triple click and make that into a group. Something I might do for this piece, actually, is let's double click again, and let's put a circle right in the middle. So the circle is going to reference off of the midpoint here, pull that this way, midpoint here, pull that down until they hit, and then I will bring a circle out. It's fairly big on the face, something like that. You can see it does step up just a little bit and then, of course, go in. So I'm just going to do something like that. There we go. I like that. Okay, so now I'm going to exit out of here. So that's one group. Separate from that is going to be our doorknob. So I'm going to do a couple things here. I'm going to find the center of that circle. If I just kind of hover off the edge, I'll get that point. So that point I'm going to take straight up, come over, come down. There we go. Too big. This is, I know, I understand this is larger than what this doorknob is going to look like, but I want to get enough shape here so I have room to draw the profile of half of this, and then I'll just use a follow me to spin it in a circle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with, I'm going to go right about the middle, and I'm going to do a doorknob, or a circle that is about the size of that knob. And I'm going to try to go straight up and maybe something like that. I don't need this piece, so I can get rid of that. I'll take this, scale it, and then just kind of look at how does that doorknob profile look? Something like that. All right, scoot it down. If I go in the same plane, if I go this way, I'm going to distort my plane. But if I go vertically, just let the guide grab me and move me vertically. I don't have to worry about that. All right, so something like that. And now down here, see, this comes in a little way. So we have a little bit of this thing showing. And I kind of go like this, and I'm just going to draw a line straight up. A lot of times, I've talked about this on the stream before, if I pick a point and I run up, rather than trying to be real precise and go slow and make sure I snap to the point and watch those ends and not snap here, but snap here, not here, a lot of times I'll run past it like this. All it's really concerned in me is it's blue. It's on the straight path. then I can just come here with the eraser and just get rid of that. That works. And while I'm in here, I'll get rid of that. So just something you might have seen me do, and I wanted to explain why it is I do that. Let's do another arc. So I'm going to go the arc maybe about here down to here, and I'm just going to move back and forth until I get that purple, and that is tangent. So tangent says that that is a line that swoops from here up into here. So as I did this, now this right here looks a little unsmoothed. If I look at my entity info, it'll tell me, well, unfortunately, because you went through and modified this, this is no longer a simple arc. Now this is a bunch of disconnected pieces. So I can't quickly and easily change the segments here. What I can do is I could take this piece right here, make it a group, so that disappears. And then what I could do is I could create a new circle, or I could try creating a couple of arcs that start right here, and then maybe we'll come down to halfway. And then I could back my arc up. That's not going to work very well because it's so distorted. Let's try this. Let's go back to a circle again. I'll come right here, pull a circle out. I'm going to go up high. I'm going to go like here. Pull a circle out to here. And then I can grab this. Oops. Hold up. Let's make all this into a group real quick. Now let's pull a circle out to here. We can select that circle. We can say let's double the number of sides so we get a much smoother knob. 45. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. All right. So now I can take that. 45. Wait, 45. I meant 48. Come back. 48 is twice 24. I'm recording this before going on vacation for the holidays, so I don't know. Stuff's running a little rough here. All right, I'm going to grab that. I'm going to scale it and bring that up. I can just bring it to right to the exact same spot. Let's see if I can do that. Pretty close. All right, a little high. That'll work. All right, and now I'm going to come into this group. I'm going to get rid of, well, here first, I guess I can get rid of this group first. Get rid of that. Then go into this group, double click, and then we'll get rid of from here on up. Looks good. Come out here, grab my circle. I'm going to go down vertically. So here's the thing with arcs. Because arcs in SketchUp are represented by segments, it can be kind of hard to perfectly intersect arcs. You do a zoom in and try, and I want to keep it vertical. So what I would probably do in this case is maybe just run it just past like that. See, they overlap a little bit. You can't even see it from way out here. But if I come in here and I explode this, and I can zoom way back in and get rid of that little guy, bye. And then this line here that makes up the rest of the inside there, delete that, get rid of this piece on the outside. All right, now we have a much smoother piece. So really, in hindsight, it probably would have been smarter to start with a circle that had more sides on it. I didn't do that, so just want to show you how simple it is to actually change that if need be. All right, so we have a couple little dimples in here. I'm just going to start with a circle. I'm going to grab that half circle, and I'm going to option scoot that down here like that. Get rid of this. And then what I can do is I'm going to grab both of these. I want these because I want them to be the same. So I'm going to scale them, and I'm going to push them out just a little bit, something more like that. It doesn't look like it's a big circle. That will look good, but if I delete this and this, you can see it's leaving kind of a sharp corner right here. So let's add one last little arc. Not 12 sides, but let's do like 4 sides. And it's just going to go from here. Oops. From somewhere on this segment. There we go. There, and double click. Now I can come down here, zoom in here. There's that same, inferencing that same point, double click. There, up to here, double click. And here, up to here, double click. All right, so that gives us nice smooth geometry. Maybe those need to go down just a little bit, so I can just grab all that stuff. There we go. Let's give that a try. Let's see how that works. I'm going to get rid of this and this. I'm going to put a circle. I'll just go above. Doesn't matter if we're above or below. Circle, grab that, say, follow me with our knob. And that turned out okay. These are way too big. Yeah, those are way bigger than what we got there. So I'm going to hit Command Z to undo. I'll grab both of these and we'll slide them down lower like that. And then let's scale them vertically. Get them smaller this way and squish them back up this way. And again, as long as I have all geometry selected, it's going to move around like one piece like that. So it makes it very easy to kind of sculpt as I'm going. So I'm going to grab that. Again, follow me. Oh, that's much closer. All right, let's see what happens when we grab all of this and re-soften it to get rid of those extra edges. Yeah, I like that. All right, get rid of my circle. That's throwing the whole thing off. That looks great. All right, so if I like that, I'm going to triple click, make this into a group. So now I have these as two separate groups. What I'd probably do, I'll probably most likely just select the two groups and then make a third group of them together. And then that's the piece that I would work with. That's what I would scale to the proper size, that sort of thing. Let's go one step further. Let's go in here. Let's grab a paintbrush. Let's go grab some metal color. Let's grab that brassy color. And then I want to color everything that's white. So I'm going to hold down my modifier key to select all connected. And then I'll paint that whole thing with that color. Come out here, double click in here again. B, it's still in there. Modifier key, paint it all. And there we go. Yeah, that looks good. That looks very good. All right, so there we go. It's a little more hammered than this. Maybe this is a little bit lighter, but I really like that hammered look. I just think that looks so cool. But there we go. We got a doorknob. We got simple, quick, and easy. We didn't spend a ton of time on it, but every click by click to get that in there looks great. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned something. We did came across a bunch of different things there. So hopefully you learned something new and all that. If there's a different workflow, something you would have done different in this, I would love to hear that. Don't assume that everything that I stick up here is the one and only way to do things. The great thing about SketchUp is there's so many different ways to do so many different things. So if there's a different process you would have gone through to do this, tell me about it down in the comments. And if you have an idea for something, about 10 minutes of modeling that you think can make a good video like this, let me know about that too. We like making these videos a lot. We'd like more when they show something you want to see. Thank you.